All right, as people are joining here, welcome everybody. And we have some slight technical hitches today, which is normally the case when we're going live on Zoom or video. Okay, and we'll just wait for a few more people to come through. Now, I'm hoping that everybody can hear me. Give me a thumbs up just to make sure that you can hear me. Great, thank you very much. Okay, and I'm hoping I can hear everybody as well. And I know that I can't. Right, I know that I can't because we're going live, my sound system turns off. So it does that to save power. So hopefully we're all good and we'll be able to hear you. Okay. All right, so as we start, introduce yourself. Feel free to unmute yourself and introduce yourself. But before you do it, I'll introduce myself. I'm Nick Cree, and I run the Business Owners Smashing Online meetup. Used to be offline at KTV Sports Centre and up in Brisbane, but these days it's online. So the benefits of that is that it happens more often. So we do this every Tuesday, and we get a lineup of some exceptional speakers who wouldn't ordinarily be there. And tonight is just one of those speakers. So we've got waiting in the wings there, Steph Taylor, who's going to wow us with digital products and how to do that. So looking forward to hearing about that a bit later on today. All right, so as you're coming in, feel free to introduce yourself, unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and where you're from, and maybe what you do.
Hi, Nick. How are you? I'm Alexandru.
Alexandru, how are you going?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Thank you. Nice and cold tonight.
It's a bit cold, isn't it? So, although it's pretty hot in here, I've got all the lights on in here, so that's warmed it up. All right, well, welcome along.
Thank you.
All right, who else have we got here tonight?
Hey, Nick, it's Mark Hoy here.
Oh, g'day, Mark. How are you going? All the way from New South Wales?
Hey,
pretty cold down where you are?
Oh, about 0 degrees, I think. I'm rugged up tonight.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Oh, well, thanks. I'm glad you could join us tonight then.
Yeah, good to be here, mate.
Excellent. All right, and who else have we got here tonight?
Hi, I'm Satina Cooper from the Gold Coast.
Hey, Satina, how are you?
And I'm great. I was running weekly Abraham Hicks Mastery groups, and I had started them at the beginning of January. They were sold out with wait lists, only small groups. I was having them in my home, but they were so popular, I was realizing I needed to expand. From the very first week I was being asked to do that. So I'm really interested in everything to do with all of this.
Fantastic. Oh, well, you're in the right place. And yeah, great you can make it tonight.
I'll go next. Let's see.
Hey, Leora.
Hi, I'm Leora Hiskey. I'm in Byron Bay, and I'm running a charity event, a fundraiser for feeding starving people in Africa, and I am terrible at selling the tickets. I need serious help.
Awesome. Well, you're in the right place here. This is all digital. We're never terrible at doing things. There's always room to be able to improve it.
Thank you.
Hello, Donna.
Hello, how are you going?
I'm good.
I'm Donna Arnold. I'm actually doing the COVID pivot again. I've gone back and leaning on my 20 years administration experience, and I'm now, well, I call myself the right-hand woman. So anybody who needs any admin, virtual assistant work done for them, I'm around.
Fantastic.
And I'm on the Gold Coast.
Excellent. I think I got an email from you today as well too.
You did.
Excellent. Well done.
Yes, been very good.
Glad you can make it tonight.
Thanks.
Who else we got here tonight?
Hello, Nick.
Oh, hello, Catherine. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Always wonderful to see you and catch up on all the sharing that you do. So I work as a leadership mentor and a speaker in Leader Space. I've been doing Zoom webinars for people on bringing their teams together, bottling team spirit, and a lot of leadership things around just getting followership from people. So yes, time to actually create a different style of product. I'm really interested in what you're covering tonight.
Awesome. Excellent. Oh, well, look, I'm glad you made it tonight, even though you're probably zoomed out. Here you are at another one. All right. Who else have we got here tonight?
Hi guys, my name's Debbie Small.
Oh, hello, Debbie.
And hello, Nick. Long time no speak.
I know.
I'm the founder of Empowerment Point, and what we do is we help businesses have solid foundations in their business and find any of their business holes so they can be sealed before they grow. So we've actually got a program at the moment, which we're about to launch very shortly, where businesses can go through their business with experts in every area to make sure they have solid foundations. So very excited about that.
Fantastic. Excellent. Oh, well, glad to see you here tonight, Debbie. And we've got a couple of them have jumped on chat to say they don't have audio or video working, so they're just sort of stalking around the background. So g'day Dougie and g'day Stacey. All right, who else have we got here tonight? A couple of others and then we'll get underway.
Hi Nick, it's Dave here. Sorry my webcam isn't working in a minute, but thanks for running these. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who get a lot of good value out of them. For those that don't know, I own Finance Solutions, where the last 20 odd years we've been helping people start and scale up businesses online. So that's what we do.
Excellent. Thanks, Dave, and welcome along once again.
Hey Nick, Lauren here. How are you?
Oh, Lauren, how are you going?
I'm awesome, thank you. I'm not sailing tonight, which is so cool. Normally I'm at all of your events because you always hold them when I'm sailing, so I'm very pleased to be here tonight.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, awesome to see. Nice to see Catherine and a couple of others that I know. It's lovely to see you all.
Fantastic. Oh, good to see you, Lauren. And I see you online sort of fairly regularly as well. I'm stalking as well.
Yeah, it's pretty busy at the moment. The Women in Business Awards have just opened, so we're pretty busy with those at the moment, which is great.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. All right. And who else do we got here? Well, lucky last. Oh, that'd be Kylie. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. I've been in so many of your webinars, but I never turn my camera on because I'm usually cooking or something. But I've stayed in my office so I can say hi tonight. So I'm Kylie, I'm a digital marketing coach and I specialize in branding and content creation, particularly in social media. And
fantastic.
So yeah, thank you.
And tonight you've got starving kids. So if you see them come in the background there, they're looking for you for dinner.
I'll just turn my camera off and
yeah.
take you with me.
Excellent, excellent. All right, and I think while we've got Steph here, why don't you give a brief intro as to who you are? We don't need to do sort of the whole thing, but just so people know that you're the guest speaker, and then we'll give you a full intro later on.
Yeah, sure. I'm Steph Taylor. I am a digital product launch strategist. So I help business owners to take, what's up in here and turn it into a product that they can then sell and leverage without, outside of that time for money kind of trap that we often get caught in. So I guess that's the short version of what I do. And I do have a whole slide on who I am, which I'll get to later.
Excellent. So I'm looking forward to that. Steph and I have never actually met. This is the first time we've laid eyes on each other. But I stumbled across her sort of on a podcast she was doing, and she sounded awesome. So I thought she'd be perfect for here tonight. So I'm glad that you're able to make it tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll get underway. I will try and grab my presentation. I'm working off a laptop today because did a foolish thing, and that was to pull my computer apart with my son to try and put some thermal paste into it to get it running a whole lot cooler. And in the process, we managed to put everything back together again. We only had 2 screws left over, but the webcam wasn't working. So so the big camera doesn't have a webcam, and we couldn't get it working. So I thought, I'll go and do the thing. I'll go out and buy a webcam today. And I thought, here's an opportunity to get sort of a decent one. And would you believe, everywhere is sold out of webcams, online, offline. You cannot buy a webcam for the life of it, and it's going to take about 6 weeks to ship one here. So Yeah, so I'm on the MacBook Air tonight, so I'm going to be juggling screens. I've only got one screen when I normally have 4. So let's see how this goes, shall we? What could go wrong? All right, so the agenda for tonight, let's have a look at that there. Now, I'm hoping you can see my screen with the presentation on. Just give us a thumbs up if you can see the orange business owner smashing online. Fantastic. Excellent. I've got that right. All right, so first thing to do tonight is, let me just get rid of some of these faces here. You're all looking pretty good, but you're sort of hovering over my presentation. Okay. All right. First thing to do tonight is check in on Facebook. So those that have been here before, there's a reason for it. Those that haven't, I'll just explain that now. One is that Facebook's one of those places where you build up your digital profile. So what people traditionally do is they put down the coffee shops they drink in, the nightclubs they go to, the shops they shop in, the casinos that they go and gamble in, so all of those sort of things. But that's all well and good. But what we find is that when you're leaving comments over the web, people hover over your profile and they click on, say, who is this person? And they go to your Facebook page and they have a look and say, oh, that's such and such. This is their family, or they're married, or they're not married. I don't do that. And then they go down and have a look at what your interests are, what you're reading, and events that you attend. So, so part of your digital profile is to build up your professional profile on your personal profiles. And a good way to do it is to check into events like this so that people see that you attend professional development events, industry events, those sort of things there. And it just adds another layer of credibility to you when people are thinking about, you know, who should they do business with, you or your competitors. So, so just by checking in just helps to, you know, grow your professional digital presence. So Facebook's changed the way they do it recently. So if you just hop into Facebook on your phone there, on your computer, and then just tap on the area where you'd normally create a post, and you'll get a little pop-up while a slide up from the bottom, and one of those says check-in. So if you just click check-in, and hopefully you see business owners smashing it online there. Probably says we're meeting at the KDV Sports Centre. That is a lie. We're meeting at our homes. So if you can't see it there, just go into search at the top there, search for business owners smashing online, click on it, leave a comment, say you're here with all these other wonderful people. If you see people on the screen, tag them in so that, you know, people know you're here with them as well too. And click post and let people know you're here. And it also lets all of those people that registered for tonight that didn't actually turn up, tells them they missed out on something absolutely fabulous tonight as well too. Alrighty, so the agenda for tonight is one of my favourite parts of the Cool Online Tools. I get to spend my week looking for tools that I use, requests from people, and some interesting things that come out on the web. Now, the interesting thing at the moment is that I don't know whether it's slowed down a bit or not, but when we were doing these live, there were about 60 business apps a week being introduced into the market. So, so that's a lot of apps there. And if you're subscribing to them, that's a lot of subscriptions as well too. I think I've got about $15,000 worth of subscriptions a year in apps and tools and plugins and all those sort of things there. I do go through them every year just to cull out the ones I'm not using. So the ones that I'll show you today, some will be free, some will be paid, and just have a look through them. If there's anything that are useful there, pick them up, use them, have a play with them. If they're not, just discard them and forget that I even spoke about it. And then we'll have our guest speaker tonight, who we introduced before. There'll be Steph, and she's going to be talking about digital products. In fact, how to create digital products that have got impact. So being a digital person myself, I'm really looking forward to that. And there'll be some time there for questions and answers as well too. We've probably got some giveaways, I think, at the end there, and we'll talk about our next event, and then we'll close off. So that sound all okay? Excellent. Now, it might be helpful just for tonight, if you're unmuted, just mute yourself, and then we can't hear you tapping on the keyboard, Nigel.
Right, mate, no worries.
All right. Okay, well, let's have a look at some of our cool online tools. I will stop the share and we'll get through to my browser screen. Okay, and let's see if we can share that. We want, I reckon, if I can find the one, that'll be this one here. Okay. Let's share that one there, and we will go to, not Facebook, just happens to be where we're streaming it. Okay. Let's go to Toby. And now I'm hoping, can you see my screen, which has got a so 5 or 6 little squares on it? Someone just unmute and tell me you can see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. I like to just check because sometimes I'll show people my screensaver and that's not quite as interesting as my computer screen. All right. So this app here, this is not actually an app I'm going to show you, but this is a Chrome extension, which I had a look at a couple of weeks ago and showed you. And this is a Chrome extension where you can save collections of apps or tabs that you want to open. So this one here, I've saved our collection of apps tonight, and all we do is just click open 7 tabs, and it just opens them all up in the browser, so we can go through them one by one. So that is my new favorite app. It's called Toby, T-O-B-Y, and it's a Chrome extension. So if you just search for Toby Chrome extension and install it, then it'll open up all your tabs all at once. And if you've got a heap of them open, you can actually save them all into a tab and close them off at the same time as well too. So you can clear your screen, but yet keep everything saved. All right, so first one today is, this is for developer-y type people or designer-y type people, or even people that just want to sort of find some colors. So this one here is a tool that I found today, and the purpose of the tool was to convert what they call an RGBA color code into a hex code. For those that don't know what RGBA and hex is, they are web standards. So all the colors on your internet, on your websites, have a code to it. And so one of those codes is RGBA, which is red, green, blue. What does A mean? I think it means alpha, which means that you can make it semi-transparent or partly transparent. And hex code is our standard web codes. So sometimes you need to change them. Okay. And so this is just a converter. So for example, this area here where it says hash 31C970, that's the color green. Well, that's a color green, and that's called a hex code. And this here is the RGBA equivalent, which is RGBA, and in brackets 49.201.112.1. So that's the exact equivalent in a different standard. So so that's the sort of tool that's really interesting for web developers and web designers, that type of thing. But it's also good for you. If you found a color that you like, then you can use that to give to a graphic designer and say, hey, here's the color code that I want for my brochures, for my website, whatever. So you can do that. Now it's got another couple of tools in here as well too, in that you can lighten and darken the shade. So let's say this shade was just a little bit too dark and you like the color, but you want to lighten it up a bit. Then you've got some percentages here. So let's say we're going to lighten it up by 10%. And you click the 10 and the screen disappears as we do that. And you click lighten. And then over on the right-hand side, you get lighter shades of that same color. So that's good if you're wanting to try and find complementary colors or similar colors for graphic design. They've got this other one here called complementary, and that's like finding colors that go with the green. So in this case here, we've got a purple, a pink, and a sort of a goldy sort of color which goes with that green. So it's just one of those good tools to be able to find some color combinations that that you might want to find for your website or for some of your printing. So that one's pretty cool, and this is one that I use a lot, but there's one that's even better. And that one is called Image Color Picker. So let's say you found a photo, or you had a photo and you really love the colors in the photo, and you thought, well, look, these would be really good colors for, let's say, social media graphic, or for an ebook cover, or for your website, whatever. So all you can do, and I've done it here, is to upload an image. So there's a button here that says upload your image. So click that, and then that image appears here. And then down below it, here's a palette of some of the main colors that appear in this image. So, and if you hover over it and click on the color, on the left-hand side, it tells you what the RGBA or the hex code is, and those are the codes that you can give to a graphic designer, to your web developer, to use in your digital properties. So that's pretty good. But if you see that there's down the bottom here, there's a color that's not here, but it is actually in the image, then you can hover over it, and you can see that there's a color picker that follows it around. So you can hover over it until you get to the sort of color that you're after, and then you click it. And over on the left-hand side here, that particular color appears here with the code. So it's a good way to use a photo, upload a photo, and get the primary colors that are in a photo. And if you're using it, as I say, for social media or some marketing materials, then it's a good way to be, if you want text that goes with it, overlay text over it. Up the top here, you may want a lighter or darker colored text, or down here, then you can use complementary colors in here from the picture itself to add that text. So that one there is called imagecolorpicker.com, and what we'll do is I've got two of my team on board here, JM and Lorena, so give them a wave, and they'll drop the links to these sites into chat, so you don't have to bother writing it down. And at the end of this here, you can open up chat, which is down in the little bar at the bottom of the screen. And when you open up chat, you'll see three little dots at the bottom right-hand side. If you click on those dots, then you can save everything that's in chat. So don't do it now, just wait till the end, and then you can save it, and then you've got all the links that we're going to be showing you today. All right, the next one is this one's a content tool, and if you're looking for words that rhyme or phrases that rhyme, this one's called the RhymeZone. So so you can find a word that you'd like to find something that rhymes with. Let's say positive. Probably nothing that rhymes with that, right? Okay. And so you can click search to find the rhymes, and you've got find rhymes, but I like this one here, which is called find rhymes advanced. You've got synonyms, descriptive words, phrases, sentences, antonyms, definitions, lyrics and poems. So if we want lyrics and poems, you can search for that, and you'll find lyrics and poems that have got that word in it. So here you go. Here's a song, Accentuate the Positive by Ella Fitzgerald, a good classic there. Accentuate the Positive by Bing Crosby. Accentuate the Positive by Perry Como. So it looks like there's that's a popular one. Lou Reed. So there's a whole lot of song lyrics. If you click on those lyrics, then you get those you get the lyrics of the with the word in it. But got find rhymes advanced. Let's just have a look at that one there. And with this one here, you can actually choose another word to go with it. So so positive. What have we got? Interrogative. There's a word there. So let's choose that one there. And what that will do is look for rhymes that have got both of those terms in it. So I'm the positive, not the interrogative. So there you go. That's actually from somewhere. Let's find another one here. Oh, let's find rhymes advanced. And that's right. I found another one today. Let's try this word here, hello. So we used hello was one I searched earlier on today. And let's click search, and you'll get some other phrases that rhyme with hello. So here's one, so. If you click that, and we'll get a list of a whole lot of different rhymes that are actually songs. So there you go, and he drive down the road about a quarter or so, and then he looked around and hollered hello. So here's a whole lot of song lyrics that have got both of those rhyming words in it too. So look, for those that are looking for, say, expressions or sayings or memes for social media, this is probably a great place to go and get some inspiration and maybe find something that's worth posting with an image. So that one there is called RhymeZone, RhymeZone.com. All right, next one is, what is this one? Oh, news, that's right. This is an oldie but a goodie. It's called BuzzSumo.com, BuzzSumo.com. And in BuzzSumo, there's a whole lot of articles that you can search that come up there, but you can actually search for articles as well. So these ones here, these are articles that have come through in the last 24 hours. You can filter by keyword. So if you click on the keyword tab there, and let's say you're wanting to find some words that are to do with your industry, and this one says I've got to start a free trial. Okay, I'm in the wrong area somewhere. It was giving me, or maybe it's discover. There was an area to be able to put a keyword in, and then it would come up with some articles. But maybe they tricked me and have given me a search area, and now they want me to pay for it. But paying for it, I think it's about $20 a month or $30 a month is the basic plan. But you can search with these filters down the side here. So for instance, tech, that's something I'm interested in here. So here's a whole lot of tech articles that have been published within the last 24 hours. You can search by country. So that one there, you need to pay for it. And then you can click on the article and it will take you through to the site that has the article. So if you're looking for content and curating content, then this BuzzSumo is just one of those sources, which is a great source to be able to find content related to your industry and related to your topic. So there are some free tools in there. Obviously, you get the best stuff if you upgrade and pay for it. But I would just have a look around at some of the free stuff at the moment, and if it looked like something you're going to use on a fairly regular basis, then pay for it and upgrade. So that one's called BuzzSumo, BuzzSumo.com. All right, a couple more to go. Oh, this one's a brand new tool. So this is all about website speed. So so this tool here there's plenty of web speed tools out there, and as we know that with the predominance of mobile phones, speed is really important for websites. Having a fast loading site is always going to be better for performance, and people are going to stick around. And there's some stats around that people abandon websites that load longer than 7 seconds. And then if it's any longer than 3 seconds, I think according to Amazon, so every second after that is worth several $1 million in sales that are lost. So, and there's all sorts of ways to be able to speed up your website too. So, I mean, that's really the purveyor of a web developer who can get in and do a lot of those techie sort of things. So if you want to check your site for speed, you just enter in the site name here. So let's just go and check Facebook. And click your profile, and what it'll do is it will then run a speed test, and once it's done that, it will then go and give you some suggestions about what you can do to improve it. Now, the great thing about this tool that a lot of the other speed tools don't have is it will run a speed test and give you the results based on countries as well. So, so here you can see what it's like in South Africa. It's still running through that at the moment. Sweden, India. So you can see that Sweden is 1.72 seconds, whereas India is 3.23 seconds. So a bit slower in India. So maybe think their internet infrastructure over there is not as good as Sweden. France is 1.42. So so if you're selling overseas, or you've got overseas customers or people visiting your site, this way you can check what their experience is like when they visit from the country that they're visiting in as well too. Then you can implement things like content delivery networks, which are called CDNs. A good example of that is Cloudflare, but all something like Cloudflare does is it grabs a full copy of your website and puts it on a whole lot of servers all over the world. And then the person who's visiting your site, it'll deliver the site to them that's closest to them. Now, so if they're in England and there's and they've got a server in England, then they'll be able to look at your site from the English servers, as opposed to going all the way over to US or all the way over to Australia. So it makes it quicker for them. So that one there is called fastorslow.com. So that's a good little tool. You can see here where all the servers are. They've checked, and I think right down the bottom. Is it right down the bottom, or maybe it's at the top there? They give you some suggestions to improve it. So there you go. Facebook's got a 78 out of 100 speed score. So there's probably a few things they could do to speed it up. Maybe I'll go through and give them some suggestions and see whether they need a web developer. All right, so that's the speed test. And we have one more, and this is from Debbie, who's on call today, who was just asking about eBooks and converting them. So when you've got an ebook, which is a PDF document on your website, and people download it, very difficult to read on mobile devices. It's fine for desktop devices because the font's quite big, but as you get it onto mobile devices, the font size actually shrinks, so it's unreadable, or it's just very small, and so you've got to pinch and zoom to try and read it. So to get around that, if you upload your PDF document to this site, which is convertio.co, then it will convert it to a format which is called EPUB or MOBI. And both of those versions are used by web readers like Kindle or Apple Books. And so you can upload it to Kindle, Apple Books, and then the font size will be just like an ebook that is published on those platforms there. In fact, you can upload it to Kindle, and you can upload it to Apple Books or whatever reader you're using with those two formats there. So it's a simple thing to do. If you're offering it on your like a download on your website for an ebook, then offer the PDF version, but also create the EPUB and MOBI version and offer those as well too. So people will know what they are when they get there. So those that are interested in those versions will click on it and download it. They will thank you for it, and will probably increase your conversions, because a lot of people these days are using mobile devices to read stuff as opposed to computers, which is why Google now indexes most websites as if people are viewing it from a mobile device. So that's been a recent move over the past 12 months or so. All right, so I think that is all the tools that I've got for you tonight. So hopefully there was something interesting there for you and something useful for you to take away tonight. Excellent, thanks Santina. If maybe pop your favorite tool in chat there, and I'm always interested to know how you go with it. So if you're not a member yet, go to the Business Owners Smashing It Online Facebook page, go and join that, and that's a place to go and ask questions, put your comments in about some of the apps that we've talked about tonight, give us your review, give us your thoughts about it, and you know, if you discover some things about it that are pretty cool, go and share those as well too, because I'll go and have a look at that, and that'll be good for me. That's part of my research, and it's good for other people too. The other thing I'd say too is if you find some tools that you're using every day and think are pretty cool, go and throw those into Business Owners Smashing It Online Facebook group as well, and we might pick some of those out and use those for future nights like this as well too. All right, excellent. Well, that's the tools and apps for